Fire, fire in the mountain. The curse of Canlaon. They say Mount Canlaon doesn't just erupt, it warns. And when the ground trembles like a heartbeat beneath your feet, that is not the mountain speaking. That is the ancient power sleeping inside it, waking. Before we go on, please like and subscribe. Long before maps named the islands of the Philippines, before Spaniards wrote their own stories on Visayan soil, the people of Negros already feared and worshipped the towering giant they called Canlaon. The mountain rose like a god from the earth, its peak cutting through the clouds, its slopes wrapped in mist that never seemed to lift. They said no ordinary spirit lived there, but a ruler, a guardian, a being older than fire itself. At the foot of the mountain was the village of Anana, a peaceful place of farmers, hunters, and healers. Life there followed the rhythm of the seasons, until the night the sky burned red. It began with a tremor, gentle, curious, like the tapping of a giant finger under the soil. Then came the ash, drifting softly like strange black snowflakes. The villagers rushed out of their huts, pointing toward the mountain. Canlaon glowed, not with fire, but with eyes. 2 points of molten gold shone from somewhere deep inside the crater. They flickered, watching the world below. The elders gathered the villagers and whispered in trembling voices, "The dragon is stirring." Among the villagers was a young hunter named Lakaz, brave, skilled, and stubborn as the mountain winds. He was known for wandering farther than anyone else, tracking deer into the thickest parts of the forest. But even he avoided the upper slopes of Canlaon. Everyone did, for the peak was sacred, a place where the mortal world ended and the realm of the gods began. But when the tremors grew stronger, the people grew desperate. Crops withered, rivers warmed, animals fled down the mountain, trembling in fear. Something was very wrong. So Lakaz approached Banog, the oldest Babalan, whose eyes carried the weight of 100 seasons. "Let me climb the mountain," Lakaz said. "Let me see what awakens inside it." Banog shook her head, her long silver hair swaying. "Those who climb Canlaon's peak return changed, or do not return at all." But Lakaz clenched his jaw. "If we do nothing, the village will be destroyed. I cannot sit and watch my people die." Banog looked into his eyes and knew nothing would stop him. She placed her hand on his chest and whispered, "Then remember this. The dragon inside Canlaon is not a monster. It is a guardian. Something or someone must have broken the ancient balance." Lakaz bowed, left before fear could take root in his heart. The path up the mountain twisted like a serpent, narrow and treacherous. The forest grew stranger with every step. Trees bent away from the peak, as if afraid. The air thickened with heat, and ashes drifted around him like whispers of fire. When Lakaz reached the midslope, he noticed something unusual. The ground was scarred, not by lava but by claws. Massive, deep, fresh. A shiver crawled up his spine. Night fell quickly, swallowing the mountain in darkness. The only light came from the faint red glow high above, the heartbeat of the volcano. As he climbed, a voice echoed through the trees, low and ancient. "Why do you trespass?" Lakaz pressed his back to a boulder, gripping his spear. "Show yourself," he called out, though his voice shook. The shadows stirred. A shape emerged, taller than any man, wrapped in scales that shimmered like burning coals. Its wings stretched wide, brushing the cliff walls. Its eyes glowed with molten gold. A dragon, majestic and terrible. The guardian of Canlaon. Yet something was wrong. His breath rattled. The scales cracked with dark, spreading lines. Its wings drooped as if weighed down by invisible chains. This was no all-powerful spirit. It was a wounded god. The dragon lowered its massive head until its burning eyes met Lakaz's. "You should not be here," it said, its voice rumbling like distant thunder. Lakaz swallowed. "I came to stop the destruction. The village is dying. The mountain is waking." The dragon blinked slowly. "It is waking, because I am dying." Lakaz stepped back. "What could harm a guardian spirit like you?" The dragon turned its head, revealing a jagged spear embedded deep in its neck. Forged not from stone or wood, but from iron. The metal glowed with a sickly red light. Someone, the dragon growled, has trespassed deeper than any mortal should. Someone has stolen from the sacred chambers, a relic that binds my life to this mountain. Laka's heart pounded. A relic? A curse? Who would dare such a thing? The dragon's breath flared. Your own people. Laka descended the mountain, racing through the forest. He reached the village at dawn, stumbling to Banag's hut. She listened with grave silence as Laka told her everything. Then she closed her eyes. I feared this, she whispered. She led Laka to the edge of the village, where a hut stood alone, belonging to Amarin, a gifted but reckless healer. He had always hungered for power beyond what humans were meant to wield. Inside his hut, the truth glowed. A stone, shaped like a dragon's scale, sat on the table, pulsing with crimson light. The relic, Amarin burst into the hut, his face twisted with wild ambition. With this power, he shouted, I can end sickness, end hunger, reshape the world. Why should gods keep such power locked away? Laka stepped forward. You've doomed us all. The dragon dies, the mountain erupts. Your greed will destroy everything. Amarin raised his hand, chanting a spell fueled by the stolen relic. But the earth roared beneath them. The mountain shook. The sky darkened. Canlayan was breaking open. Laka grabbed the relic and ran. The earth cracked behind him. Fire shot from the ground like spears. The villagers screamed and fled as the mountain unleashed its fury. He climbed back toward the peak, dodging falling ash and molten rock. The dragon lay weakened, struggling to breathe. Laka approached with the relic. I will return what was stolen, he said. The dragon nodded. Your courage has restored the balance. Laka pressed the glowing stone back into the wound on the dragon's neck. A burst of light engulfed them both. The mountain fell silent. The tremors stopped. When the smoke cleared, the dragon was gone. But the mountain slept once more, and Laka was never seen again. Some say he became part of the mountain. Others say the dragon took him into its immortal realm. But one thing is certain, as long as Canlayan stands, the guardian watches, and the mountain never forgets those who protected it.